Hello everyone, Will the Outlaw here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 71, Dark of the Moon, DINO. Okay, here we have another interesting situation involving a character having conflicting names and interpretations. In several promotional materials, this guy is called Mirage. In the film, he is called DINO. Rumor has it they named him after Alfredo Dino Ferrari. That makes sense since in the film, he turns into a Ferrari 458 Italia. I have a very personal connection to this character. In Dark of the Moon, DINO is voiced by Francesco Quinn, son of legendary actor Anthony Quinn, and a very accomplished actor in his own right. I had the pleasure of working with him on a film almost 20 years ago, and I was able to get to know him over the course of the week he was on set. I was very saddened to hear of his passing back in 2011, but I'm glad to have met him when I did, and I am proud that he is forever part of my favorite franchise. Taking a look at the figure itself, and this is definitely one of the most accurate robot modes in the entire Studio Series line. The dominant red colors are very vibrant and really make the figure stand out. The red is broken up by some very nice silver bits in the legs and arms. Even though the torso is obviously a faux part, it's still screen accurate and looks great as a centerpiece of the robot mode. The bot as a whole is surprisingly slim, and the kibble is mostly concentrated in the back. It's a little bulky, but it doesn't really get in the way visually. The head sculpt is weird. It's reminiscent of the earlier film's concept art. It looks really insect-like, and the design is a little too busy. These neck pieces, and especially the wing doors, add to the insect-like aesthetic. Does this guy look Italian? Yeah, I didn't think so. This figure has all the necessary articulation, but the kibble always seems to get in the way. Head is on a ball joint, shoulders are also on a ball joint, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, ball jointed hips, 90 knees, and up and down foot movement. Despite his multiple joints, his articulation is limited by his kibble. That being said, he is still fun to pose, and you can most definitely get him in some great movie-inspired poses. His only accessories are his arm blades. These things add so much to the fun of this toy. Getting this guy into some dynamic stances only gets better when you add these badass blades to his arms. As great as these things are, I wish they were just a tad bigger. It also would have been nice to have some of those chain whips he has in the film, but I'm not going to complain too much about that. DINO's transformation is very unique and interesting. His car mode basically unfolds from the backpack, with the arms forming the front of the car and the upper torso and legs forming the back. It's kind of hard to explain, but this is one of my favorite deluxe figures to transform. There's even a spot for his arm blades. In the film, he turned into a Ferrari 458 Italia. Unfortunately, they were unable to get the license for this figure, so the vehicle is a generic facsimile of that car. While this mode looks nothing like his on-screen counterpart, it's still a very cool and sleek car mode. The red coloring carries over to this mode, and despite having a pretty complex transformation, there are very little lines to break up the car's contours and shape. Other than the fact that you can still kind of see the feet under the doors, the car is very clean and looks really good on the shelf in this mode. I gotta say, this figure is something special in that I believe the designers were given full carte blanche to pretty much do whatever they wanted with this, and it shows. The deluxe budget is pushed to its limit, and I gotta say, this is one of the most fun and best looking figures in the Studio Series line. And it's a shame this guy was so hard to get and never really got any repaints. All in all, whether he's called DINO or Mirage, this character was a major standout in Dark of the Moon, and definitely deserved more than what he got. I love this toy, and it's one of the few figures that don't live on my shelf, but on my work desk. Bottom line, Dark of the Moon Studio Series figures were notoriously hard to get, and this guy was no exception. If you find this guy for a decent price, he is definitely worth your time and money. Well, that was my look at Transformers Studio Series 71 DINO. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.
Laters!
Check out my Patreon for early access to my videos and shoutouts on future videos. Join up and let's talk toys.